Good evening, everyone, and for the final time in the regular season, welcome to the Rush Green Stadium. Yes, that's right, after tonight, the Hammers end their league campaign with back-to-back away games, meaning this could be the last competitive visit to Rush Green for some time. However, all that depends on the elimination playoffs, with the Hammers eager to finish as high as possible in the Premier League 2 table, which in theory should give the side a more favourable last 16 tie. The real jeopardy tonight is on the opponents, Reading, who sit 20th in the table, but just 3 points behind Everton, who hold the coveted 16th spot. It is wise, though, to be wary of the Royals, who, after starting the season with no win in 9, have since picked up 5 victories in their last 7. Reading will be buoyed to end this evening with a further 3 points on their royal crown. Well, can they do it, or will West Ham all but guarantee a top 16 finish? There's only one way to find out. It's West Ham under-21s against Reading under-21s in Premier League 2, live on the West Ham YouTube channel. My name's Ian Waterhouse. It's great to have you along as ever, and let's take a quick look at the lineups before the players make their way out. So starting with your home side, West Ham United, of course, your goalkeeper. Number 1 tonight, Finlay Hooper. 2 is Jethro Medine. 3 is Lewis Brown. 4 is Tyrone Akpata. 5 is Josh Briggs. 6 is Aridas Gollenbeckers. He's your captain tonight. Number 7 is Gabriel Caliste. 8 is Lewis Orford. 9 is Dan Cummings. 10 is Josh Ajala. And number 11 is Joe Scanlon. Your substitutes for West Ham tonight, number 12, Josh Landers. 13, Tom Worcester. 14, Preston Fearon. 15, Callum Leacock. And 16, Andre Dyke. For the Royals of Reading this evening, they look like this. Your goalkeeper, number 1, Toby Borgness. Number 2 is Emmanuel Osho. 3 is Kelvin Abrafar. 4 is Tyler Saki. 5 is Philip Dewar. He's your captain tonight. 6 is Sam Harrison. 7 is Kean Coke Miles Smith. 8 is Luke Howard. 9 is Reece Evans. 10 is David Hicks. 11 is Mamadi Kamara. Your substitute. Oh, I'm just hearing actually the number 11 has been injured. So Mamadi Kamara has been injured. This is breaking news, and Tisha St. Louis is going to replace him. So your substitutes then for Reading is number 12 Harley Irish, 13 Matthew Pullinger, 14 Carter Bowdry, and number 16 Jared Jones. So yeah, confirmation there. The number 15 Tisha St. Louis comes on for the injured Mamadi Kamara. That has literally just reached me now. So all change for Reading. Well, it's great to have you along. It's Friday the 13th as well. I hope you've had a very good day today, everybody, and we've got a lot coming up for you tonight. As if you've ever listened to my commentary, you know we like to have a little bit of fun too. I've got a few quiz questions for you, a special loan watch coming up for you. And do you know why Friday the 13th is considered unlucky? Well, throughout the course of the night, I am going to tell you why. Before we get to all of that, though, there was a result from earlier today in Premier League 2. The early kickoff, it finished Manchester United 2, Southampton 1. There's a number of other games taking place tonight in Premier League 2. I'll keep you up to speed of all of it. Arsenal are at home against Leicester. Aston Villa are at home against Norwich. Fulham at home against Nottingham Forest. Middlesbrough are at home against Stoke City. Newcastle United at home against Blackburn. And West Brom at home against Birmingham. I'll keep you up to speed with all of it as it happens. Now, if this is your first time tuning in and watching a bit of Premier League 2 action, where have you been all season? But it's great to have you along. You're more than welcome. The format for Premier League 2 works like this. There are 29 teams in total in one division, but you don't play each team twice. You play 20 match days in total. How it's worked out is you go to 6 seeding pots of 5 teams. You play each side in your seeding pots, and in a number of teams from the other pots, there's 1 bye team as well. At the end of the season, the top 16 go into the elimination playoff. That's why the top 16 is so important. The top 16 elimination playoff works like this. First will take on 16th, second will take on 15th, and so forth, so forth. You go into a last 16, a quarter-final, semi-final, straight through to a final. And also, the added bonus of finishing in the top 16 means you qualify for next season's Premier League International Cup. That is essentially a little bit like the European Cup of Academy Football. And new for the 2025-26 season, if you finish between 17th and 24th, currently where Reading find themselves in 20th right now, you go into a cross-category playoff with a number of sides from the Professional Development League, the top 8 from the Professional Development League, which is essentially the Category 2 Academy sides. Manchester City, the defending champions, and new for this season. Just 26 teams in Premier League 2 last season. New this campaign, Birmingham, Burnley and Ipswich joins the fray. I can see the players just waiting in the tunnel here at the Rush Green Stadium. We are not too far away from getting underway. It's Friday the 13th, everybody. Unlucky for some, not for others. Who's it going to be? A good luck charm for West Ham or Reading? We're about to find out. And as ever, thank you for joining us on the West Ham YouTube channel. If you haven't already, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to make sure you don't miss any of the action. And when I say action, boy oh boy, do we have a corker coming up for you this Tuesday. Yes, Boreham Wood against West Ham under-21s in the National League Cup final. You can watch that live right here. I'll be on commentary for that one as well. I cannot wait up at Meadow Park. And if you're going to that game, I am going to pop into the away end as well. I have a big yellow coat on. It'd be great to see you if you go into that game. So players waiting to come out here. West Ham under-21s against Reading under-21s, live from the Rush Green Stadium here in Premier League 2. We're still waiting for the players to come out. Just a quick reminder of what else we've got coming up. We know about the under-21s in action on Tuesday. The men are in action, the men's senior side for West Ham. Tomorrow, of course, 8 o'clock kickoff at home against Manchester City. You go into that game, that should be exciting. The women are in action on Wednesday. That's Wednesday the 18th at 7:15 kickoff in the WSL at home against Manchester United. And the under-18s are in action tomorrow as well, 11 o'clock against Fulham. That's at Motspur Park. 11 o'clock kickoff for that one in the under-18 Premier League South. So plenty of action coming up. If you want to follow all of it, make sure you subscribe to the West Ham YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram and X and all over social media to keep up to speed everything that goes on for the Hammers. If you've got any Reading fans tuning in, great to have you along as well. You are more than welcome. It's actually my second Reading under-21s game this season. I was at the Select Car Leasing Stadium all the way back in August for the game against Leicester. It finished 0-0 that day as well. Perhaps not the most exciting of games, but it was a point on the board for the Royals that day. So coming into today as the players make their way onto the field, West Ham this season played 17, won 7 of those 17, drawn 6, lost 4, currently 8th in the table, scored 37, conceded 28 for a +9 goal difference, 27 points. Reading this season played a game less though from West Ham, played 16, won 5 of those, and as I said, all 5 of those wins coming in the last 7 in Premier League 2 for the Royals. They've suddenly hit a bit of form. In fact, Reading didn't win a game in the league until the middle of January when they thumped Blackburn 4-1. 3 draws to their names, those draws against Norwich, Leicester and Newcastle, and 8 defeats. Just scored the 21 goals in the league this season, conceded 31, a -10 goal difference, 18 points to the name. Find themselves in 20th. If results go their way, they could potentially move up into 16th, but they need an awful lot to go their way. West Ham can't get any higher than 8th tonight. Looking at the table right now, it's Chelsea who currently sit top on 37. Manchester United in second, also on 37, but scored 3 goals less than Chelsea. In third place, it's Liverpool with 35 points. Fulham in 4th with 35. Ipswich in 5th with 34. Southampton in 6th. They lost, of course, today against Manchester United. They're in 6th with 33. And Manchester City in 7th, the defending league champions overall. They're on 31 points, and then it's West Ham in 8th on 27. So West Ham can move up to 30 points today, but they'll still be a point behind Man City in 7th. So there's a number of players waiting. Getting themselves ready. There's Lewis Orford, the number 8 there. Jethro Medine wearing number 2 tonight. Good to see Andre Dyke back on the bench as well. He's been scoring for fun for the under-18s this season. Has played for the under-21s as well and scored in the 1-1 draw with Leicester City. Every time I seem to see Andre Dyke, he does seem to get on the score sheet. Captain tonight is Aridas Golan-Bekis, wearing the number 6 for West Ham. It's Philip Dewar, the number 5 for Reading tonight. 19-year-old Philip Dewar has played for the senior side as well. Came on as a late substitute in the Royals 3-1 win over West Ham United in the EFL Trophy earlier this season. Do you remember that game? All the way back in September. Finished Reading 3, West Ham 1 in the EFL Trophy. Of course, was against the Reading senior side, Baldness O'Kane Peters and O'Mahony on the score sheet for Reading, but Callum Marshall netted for West Ham. And if you're wondering, said Borgness, there is a Tobias Borgness is in goal for Reading, but his older brother Jacob Borgness also plays for Reading. So don't be confused about the surname Borgness. Tobias Borgness, 17-year-old goalkeeper between the sticks for the Royals tonight. New Zealand under 17 international. As I said, his brother Jacob, who scored earlier in the season for Reading against West Ham as we get underway, is actually currently on loan at Slough Town in the National League South, getting some senior experience. West Ham here at Rush Green Stadium. It's a fantastic result for West Ham, leading Crystal Palace by 3 goals to 0. Dan Cummings, Lewis Orford and Preston Fear on the score sheet that night. So they do come into this game after that disappointing 4-2 defeat away at Derby County. Josh Landers got a brace that night. Before that though, away at Leeds United. It has been a fairly good run form. It's still actually only one defeat in the last 6 in all competitions for West Ham coming into this one tonight. They've been picked up by Abratham. He's actually he's made over 65 league appearances for the Royal senior side. Also represented Ghana at under 20s level. Made 27 League One appearances as well last season, a 22-year-old. Over on the far side, Josh Ajala just signed a new contract with West Ham, keeping him at the club until 2028. Congratulations to him. Josh Briggs on the ball now for the Hammers. Good to see Josh Briggs as well, the 19-year-old Northern Ireland Youth International. Been at West Ham since 2022, joined from Linfield, won the FA Youth Cup and the Under-18 Prem South with the Hammers. Now the ball's played over the top, over onto the left-hand side. It comes off a Reading head. And I think it looks like the offside flag has gone up. Free kick for the Royals. Just over a minute and a half in, 0-0, early stages. Well, I certainly hope it's not the final game of the season here at Rush Green Stadium. Has been a happy hunting ground. Home league wins this season for West Ham against Birmingham, Aston Villa, Liverpool, Chelsea and Crystal Palace. 5 home league wins and 3 draws at home against Leicester, Norwich and Brighton. Just a 1 defeat as well in the league. That came against Nottingham Forest way back at the very start of the campaign. Scanlon hooks the ball up and forward, and chasing after it is Gabriel Kaliste, the Mauritius international, full Mauritius international as well, made his debut against India in a 0-0 draw. Ball back now with Finlay Hooper, keeper who's been flying high for the under-18s this season for West Ham. Ball being put over the top again. The Reading defence deal with it well, hooked forward. And there is Colin Beckett's the captain tonight. His fair hair, very easy to recognise. Here's Jethro Medine, younger brother Jet, who plays for the under-18s. Has made an appearance for the under-21s as well. Abrafa's going to chase after it. Puts the ball forward. It's going to run back into the West Ham half. And again, that's Colin Beckett is going to pick it up. 18-year-old. 8 league starts in Premier League 2 this season. In fact, he started every game last season as the under-18s won the Premier League Cup. Also been capped by England at under-18s level. Colin Beckett, certainly a player to remember the name of. It's been nicely dinked forward by Luke Howard there for Reading, but it comes to nothing and runs all the way through to Finlay Hooper. We are 3.5 minutes in here, 0-0. We've got lots to get through tonight as well. Got a fair few quiz questions coming up for you. And how about this one? Let's get things underway, shall we? It's just for fun, of course. You don't win anything, there's no prizes. But who can tell me what the first year ever that Reading played West Ham? So when was the first ever fixture between Reading and West Ham? Bit of a shot in the dark, but just shout out the answers. I can't see or anything, but just have a bit of a think. Shout at the telly, shout at your laptop, shout at your phone. And as West Ham is starting to look dangerous over on this left-hand side, it's been well cut out and picked up there by T-Shay St. Louis, who's got the late call-up to start the game, the number 15. If you're just tuning in and you're a Reading fan, it was supposed to be Mamadi Kamara starting the game, but he picked up an injury in the warm-up, it looks like, and Golan Beck is coming under pressure, but he gets the ball back comfortably to Finlay Hooper in the West Ham goal. So Mamadi Kamara, the number 11 for Reading, was due to start the game. It looks like he's picked up a knock in the warm-up. So Touché St. Louis, the number 15, comes in to start instead. Well, lots of you watching as well. 711 of you tuning in right now. As ever, thank you so much. Your support for the young Hammers really does mean everything to us here at West Ham United. And any Reading fans, you're more than welcome to watch tonight. We appreciate having you along as well. Reading's a club I know very well. Been up to the Select Car Leasing Stadium an awful lot over the last few years. Really, really nice ground as well. And the ball's been pushed through over to the left-hand side. This is Coke Miles Smith chasing after it. And number 7 picks it up. Goes back to Kelvin Agrafa. Here's Howard. Saki pushing it over to the right side with Sam Harrison now. Back it goes to the captain, Philip Dewar. And once again with Luke Howard trying to signal to his number 7, Coke Miles Smith. Over on this left-hand side, he tries to make the delivery, but Dean gets the block in. But it is a corner for Reading over on this left side. 6 minutes in, 0-0 corner for the Royals. There has been a goal somewhere else in Premier League 2 tonight, and it's West Brom have taken the lead against Birmingham. Been a local rivalry there between those two. West Bromwich Albion 1, Birmingham City 0. So say a number of other games taking place tonight in the Premier League 2, and a result from earlier: Manchester United 2, Southampton 1. That could be a good result actually for West Ham, just bringing Southampton back into play. West Ham still realistically have a chance of maybe breaking into the top 5. And Southampton losing today has only helped that particular matter. The ball comes in straight into Hooper's hands. Confidently takes the ball out of the sky. So remember that first quiz question today. I've got quite a few for you to get through. But who can tell me when the first ever fixture was between Reading and West Ham United? Let me tell you, it was a long time ago. It was a long, that doesn't really help, but it was a long time ago. Chasing after this now. Here's Dan Cummings over on the left-hand side. We know he's a bit of a handful, Dan Cummings, the 19-year-old Scottish forward. 3 under-21 goals in all competitions for the former Celtic B man. In fact, he scored 38 in 57 for Celtic B last season. Here's Akpata now. Akpata, who scored that scintillating equaliser in the 2-2 draw with Norwich earlier in the season. Cummings going toe-to-toe there with Tyler Saki. The ball's seen out of play, and it's a corner now for the Hammers. That's Orford going over to pick the ball up. Who else is it going to be? The dead ball specialist. He's got something of a Declan Rice look about him as well, hasn't he? Here's Akpata now. You know he can strike the ball when he gets just a sniff. Here's Brown. Lovely, trying to feed the ball through. The idea was there, the idea was right, but Toby Borgness, the 17-year-old, snatches the ball up. 8 minutes in, 0-0. No chances really for either side yet. Still just probing and getting a feel for each other. Hicks launches the ball high for the Royals, taken down confidently by Lewis Brown. Reading have scored in the last 7 in all competitions as well. It's a big improvement in the start of the campaign. As I said, no win in their opening 9 Premier League 2 games of the season. They've suddenly accelerated since then. In fact, they beat Everton 1-0 last time out. A 1-0 win over Everton. Coke Miles Smith, who's on the pitch wearing the number 7 key, and Coke Miles Smith, he scored the winner in that game. Before that, though, it was a 2-1 defeat away at Wolves. In fact, this is only Reading's second away game in the last 6 in all competitions. Here's Medine. They beat Stoke 3-0 in Premier League 2, and before that they beat them 5-0 in the Premier League Cup. 8 past Stoke in back-to-back games without conceding as well. In fact, they've had 3 clean sheets in their last 5 in all competitions of Reading. They pose a real threat this evening. You just never know. It's so unpredictable, Premier League 2, isn't it? In the game against Derby County last time out, finished Derby County 4, West Ham 2. Derby were bottom going into that game, and it looked like on form as well it was all going to be West Ham's way, but the Rams bit back. You just never know. Well, West Ham are strong at Rush Green as well. They've had 2 clean sheets at home in the last 3 in all competitions as well. In comes the corner. It's headed on. Well, the shot comes in, and it's saved by Borgness. Forced into action early on. I think it was Lewis Brown who got the shot away. Up against his opposite number, Kelvin Abrafa. Number 9 there, Rhys Evans, trying to feed the ball in, but the ball goes all the way through to Hooper. Let's have another look at this. It comes in from Akpata. Lovely little flick on with the head there, and on the volley, Lewis Brown, and Toby Borgness does really well there to make the save. It came through a cluster of bodies. It must have been quite difficult to see. I'd have been a bit fortunate it was straight at him, but you probably saw it late anyway, had to make the reaction. As it is, it's 0-0 first. Real shot on target of the game goes the way of West Ham. Lewis Brown as well, the unlikely figure of Lewis Brown. And you say that because he's a defender. Here's Akpata looking for options, fed it through to Ajala. Now the ball comes into the box, it's headed away. Not out of danger just yet over on this left-hand side. Joe Scanlon trying to win it back and hook it into play, but it's going to be a goal kick for Reading, and the Royals survive this bout of attack from West Ham in the 11.5 minutes played, 0-0. Brown on the volley, going close, forcing the save from Borgness between the sticks for Reading. Goals flying in. Newcastle have taken the lead against Blackburn, and Middlesbrough have suddenly hit the gas pedal. They've scored 2 in quick succession. Middlesbrough 2, Stoke City 0, and still West Brom 1, Birmingham 0. All the other games currently 0-0 across the rest of Premier League 2. The Aston Villa Norwich game, I'm just getting a notification it's been delayed. I'm not sure why, but if I can find out, I'll let you know. 12 minutes in, back underway here under the lights at the Rush Green Stadium. Match day 18 of 20 for West Ham in the Premier League 2 campaign. All but assured really a top 16 space. If you're wondering why I keep banging on about why that's so important, because the top 16 go into the end of season elimination playoffs and also qualify for next season's Premier League International Cup, which is essentially the European Cup of academy football, as West Ham were in it this season. Finished 4th in Premier League 2 last season. West Ham with 12 wins to the name. They've had 7 so far this season. And last season, Reading finished 20th in Premier League 2 with 6 wins. Currently find themselves in 20th at the start of play today as well.
If you're going to look for it, Sam, you've got to drop deeper and be braver.
12. I'm going to give you the answer to the first quiz question as well, because we can. And it was very simple. When was the first ever fixture between Reading and West Ham? When was it? Well done if you got this without Googling or using whichever search engine is your favourite, or AI. It was the 16th of September 1899. So the 16th of September 1899, it finished Reading 1, West Ham United 0 in the Southern League First Division. There we go. More quiz questions coming up for you throughout the course of the evening. Ball being picked up by Gabriel Collins, pushes it out to Lewis Orford on his right side, puts the ball over the top, and it's been missed there completely by the captain Philip Dewar. Here's Dan Cummings over on the right side. He's a physical presence, the Scottish forward. Cummings forced to go back to Briggs. Squares it into the centre circle with captain Colin Beckis. Brown switching it over to the left hand side. Lewis Brown, 20-year-old, with the volley shot, forcing the save from Toby Borgness. He is the son of Kenny Brown, academy manager and former West Ham player. Actually a former Arsenal defender as well, Lewis Brown. Started his journey with the Gunners. Made 9 under-21s appearances last season. Lewis Brown, he's been an integral part of the side in the 25-26 campaign. So back-to-back, in fact it's 3 straight away games for West Ham after this. As we know, it's Boreham Wood in the National League Cup final this Tuesday, 7 o'clock kickoff You can watch that live on the West Ham YouTube channel. Please do tune in as well. The chance to lift a bit of silverware. Will it be Boreham Wood or West Ham under 21s? That gets underway 7 o'clock live from Meadow Park. I'll be at the I'll be there as well on commentary for that one. It'll be an absolute cracker. And then to round out the season, it's Blackburn next Friday away, and then Tottenham Hotspur on Saturday the 4th of April for the 20th and final league game of the regular season for West Ham this season. So 3 straight away games coming up for the Hammers under 21s. The under 18s are in action tomorrow as well, away at Fulham and Hotspur Park. 11 o'clock kickoff for that one. The women in action on Wednesday at home against Manchester United. 7:15 kickoff in the WSL, and as we know, the men's senior side at home against Manchester City tomorrow night. 8 o'clock kickoff in the Premier League for that one. Here's Obrafa Adamant, who's just shoved off the ball a little bit there by Jethro Medine, and he wins the free kick as well. Let's have another look at it. Well, from that angle, it didn't look like there was too much in it, but either way, it's been given by the referee. It's been played quickly as well. Here is Coke Miles Smith, scored the winner last time out for Reading in that 1-0 win against the Toffees. 891 of you tuning in now as well. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, please do hit that like button so we can get both West Ham and Reading players seen as by as many people as we possibly can. And if you haven't, do hit that subscribe button as well. We have all sorts of content on the West Ham United YouTube channel. If you are a Hammers fan, it's certainly well worth subscribing. It doesn't cost anything either. But here's Coke Miles Smith working his way into the box for Reading, starting to look a little bit stronger and perhaps grow into this game a little bit more. It's hooked away by Colin Beckis, but it's going to be a throw for the Royals halfway inside the West Ham half. 16 and a half minutes on the clock, 0-0. West Ham with the only chance of the game so far. Lewis Brown on the volley, forcing the save from Toby Borgnis. Juba goes to Sam Harrison. Number 6 tonight, Sam Harrison, 19-year-old centre-back up from the under-18s. Just made just his 5th Premier League 2 appearance this season for the Royals for Sam Harrison. Here's Philip Jewett again though, just looking for the option. Doesn't beat Jethro Medine there. 14th under-21 appearance of the season for Jethro Medine tonight. Started every game last season as well for the under-18s as they won the Premier League Cup. Also capped by England at under-17s level. Well, this is West Ham's 33rd game for the under-21s in all competitions. The ball's put over the top. Is it going to go in the net? It needs to be headed off the line. It was Colin Beckis who got there first. It was a beautifully timed bit of play by Reading over on the right-hand side, and it needed Colin Beckis to put it away. It was Emmanuel Osho, who hasn't done too much in this game so far, and I think that was going in. It was Colin Beckis who read the danger well, headed it off the line, and Reading going really close here. The number 2, Emmanuel Osho, almost giving the Royals the lead. Well, I said it a minute or so ago that Reading look like they're growing into this game. It's David Hicks now with the corner for the Royals. Coke Miles Smith comes short, but Hicks looks like he wants to put this one on the penalty spot. Hicks plays it in. It goes all the way to the back post and it goes straight out of play, and West Ham survive. That's the first real contribution of the game we've seen from the number 2, Emmanuel Osho. 18-year-old he is. His brother Gabriel plays for Cardiff City, also up from the under-18s. He made 11 league appearances in the under-18 Premier South last season. And he almost got on the score sheet tonight for Reading, which would have been quite a showstopper.
Too late to lock the side reads.
Well, I have to say, we're only 19 minutes in, but Aridas Golan-Beckis, the captain tonight for West Ham, has so far been absolutely everywhere on the pitch. And he's just saved Hooper's blushes a little bit there. Looking to be chipped by Emmanuel Osho. But Hooper's captain got him out of jail a little bit. Hooper has done well though this season for the under-18s. Also made a couple of appearances as well before tonight for the under-21s. Has kept a clean sheet as well in Premier League 2 this season. He's desperate to make it 2 in 3 if he can. When he needed his captain. And here he is, Finley Hooper now. He's been at West Ham since under-9s. Just 18 years of age. Tom Worcester, the backup keeper on the bench tonight, the 20-year-old. He's kept 3 clean sheets in 9 appearances this season. And the Dean goes down under the challenge. And it's the second time these two in fairly quick succession have had a very minor ding-dong, of course. It wasn't too long ago that Kelvin Albrafada, number 3, won a free kick against Medine, and now Medine returns the favour. Tyrone Akpata heads over to collect the ball quickly. And an opportunity here for West Ham to get the ball into the Reading box. Chances at both ends. 2 shot on target apiece. Well, Leicester have taken the lead against Arsenal as well. That could be a good result for West Ham if it stays that way. It's going to be Akpata to take the free kick here over on the right side. 21 minutes on the clock. Akpata, I think he might have gone for goal there. Took Abrafadi, number 3, to head it out of play. Now it's a corner. 932 of you watching. We're creeping up to the 1,000 mark here. See how many we can get tuning in tonight for a bit of Premier League 2 action on a Friday night, Friday the 13th as well. Second time West Ham have played on Friday the 13th this season. They played, it was back in February, and they drew 1-1 with Leicester City. Andre Dyke on the score sheet that night. West Ham will be hoping for a little bit more. Their point wouldn't be a terrible result. Akpata with the ball, and it's headed straight out again. And it's going to be another corner over on this right side. And look at that, just like that, we're almost halfway through the first half. It absolutely flies, doesn't it? Another corner for the Hammers. Again, the ball is drilled in fairly low. And it's going to be a 3rd corner in succession for West Ham on this right side. Another chance for Tyrone Akpata to deliver the ball in. The 19-year-old Akpata. Akpata, just a bit of a heavy touch. Still fighting for the ball, but Reading managed to clear it away. It was Coke Smith originally who got the first touch. It was Rhys Evans, the number 9, played the ball. Now it's switched over onto the right-hand side. It's the number 4 of Tyler Saki charging. Saki puts the ball into the box. It's headed on. Akpata knocks it down, and Orford swings and gets just about enough on it. It's still not quite cleared. It's bobbling about in the box, and now it's hooked away. Reading retain possession though.
Settle the ball down.
It's a little bit scrappy at the minute. And again, Reading picked the ball up on this left side with Kelvin Aberford, experienced senior player for Reading. Over 65 league appearances, made 27 appearances in League 1 for Reading last season. And back it goes all the way through to Toby Borgness. Well, a very even contest so far. What do you all make of it so far watching on the West Ham United YouTube channel tonight? 0-0 here into the 24th minute at the Rush Green Stadium. Dean drops it back. It should be a good bit of example of never give up there from Rhys Evans. Charging the ball down, the 20-year-old. He's got 10 caps and 3 goals for Northern Ireland under-19s, Rhys Evans. 15 games and 7 goals this season to his name. She joined from Queen's Park in the summer. And here is captain Colin Beckis now for West Ham, looking to take this throw deep inside his own half. Up it goes. Dan Cummings trying to charge onto it. There's Josh Ajala hustling and fighting for the ball. Orford hooks it and knocks it forward. Dan Cummings, the furthest player forward, as you'd expect for West Ham. Gabriel Kalist trying to win it back for the Hammers. It's Josh Briggs who gets his head to it first. And again, a bit of a scrappy midfield battle at the minute. Brown brings it down to the ground. Orford picks it up. Here is Lewis Orford now. 2 league goals his name this season, 6 in all competitions, and gives the ball straight back to Reading in the Royals half. Reading have certainly stepped up a gear over the last 15 minutes or so. Switched over to this left-hand side with Kelvin Aberfoes. Had a bright game so far. Here's Howard. Back to Tyler Saki. He actually made his Reading senior debut against West Ham in the EFL Trophy back in September. 16 Premier League 2 appearances. 1 goal, also up from the under-18s. Now West Ham looking to try and create something. The ball goes back to Orford. We know he can strike it. He gets the shot in, but it actually came off Ajala's legs there. Just deflected it away from goal, and it's going to be a goal kick for Reading. We know Lewis Orford can hit the ball with some serious venom. And I think Ajala was actually trying to get out of the way, wasn't he? But it just struck him on the legs. And out for a goal kick for Reading. 0-0. 26 minutes on the clock here. A number of other games have crossed the rest of Premier League 2 as well. It's Arsenal 0, Leicester 1. And I'll just have a look at what the referee is doing here. Looks like he's gone over to speak to Dan Cummings. Not really totally sure why, but anyway, he has, and we're back underway with Toby Borgness launching the ball high and forward for the Royals. Picked up by Akpata, using his strength to win the ball back. Fed through to Josh Ajala on this left side. Dangerous player, Ajala. 5 league goals to his name, 11 in all competitions. Joined from Chelsea in 2023. Sure you already know all about Josh Ajala, West Ham fans. Stewart goes back to Borgness. Well, I think maybe we should have another quiz question. I was going to run out of time. The halves just go so quick, don't they? 27 minutes on the clock here, 0-0. So how about this one then? On the 1st of September 2007, West Ham beat Reading 3-0 at the Medeski Stadium. And more on that in a minute, because Reading trying to break through on the attack. Lewis Brown just got a slight touch on it to take it out the path of Emmanuel Osho, who got back there first. And it's Osho again, whipped into the box. So there was Brown to deal with it, but it is a corner for Reading. So 1st of September 2007, West Ham beat Reading 3-0 at the Medeski Stadium, now the Select Car Leasing Stadium, in the Premier League. Who scored the goals for West Ham? 2007, the 1st of September. Who scored the goals for West Ham that night? Just shout some names out there. If you're sort of in the Romford area and you shout loud enough, I might even hear you. You've got a little T-van open over the far side. You can see it there. I need to know what to have for dinner tonight as well, as ever. A referee just having a quick chat there. That's with Jethro Medine he's talking to right now. Now it's going to go back for the corner for Reading. Managed by Peter Scott. He's been at the Royals for over 25 years. It's well worked and drilled back in low. It was Luke Howard who got the initial shot away. He slightly mishit it, didn't it? And straight into a cluster of West Ham shirts who dealt with it well. David Hicks trying to create a bit of magic for Reading. David Hicks wins the free kick. The number 10 tonight, 19-year-old, was at Stevenage before Reading. Had loan spells in senior football at Averley and Potters Bar Town. And he's back amongst the Reading under-21 ranks. It's going in favour of West Ham. So that quiz question again, second of the night. It was on the 1st of September 2007. West Ham beat Reading 3-0 at the Medeski Stadium, as it was known then, in the Premier League. Who scored the goals for the Hammers? Hooper takes the ball down. The clearance is low. And it trickles all the way through into the Reading half here. Probably a bit better than he expected. Philip Jewett, captain for Reading, goes back to Borgness, who just brings it out of his box and launches it high and forward. Can't beat the head of Lewis Brown. Orford pops it back down into the path of Scanlon, who hooks it forward. And again, Reading come away with the ball. It's going to be a Reading throw just inside their own half, close to the halfway line. Well, Middlesbrough absolutely electric tonight. They scored a third against Stoke City. Middlesbrough 3, Stoke City 0. Still Arsenal 0, Leicester 1. Fulham 0, Nottingham Forest 0. Middlesbrough 3, Stoke 0. Newcastle 1, Blackburn 0. West Brom 1, Birmingham 0. And Aston Villa 0, Norwich 0. That kickoff has been delayed for some reason. We're only 3 minutes in there. Earlier result today as well in Premier League 2. Finished Manchester United 2, Southampton 1. That was Joe Scanlon wearing the number 11. No Regan Clayton tonight, but Regan Clayton and Josh Ajala have both been nominated for the Premier League 2 Player of the Month for February, so best of luck to both those two gentlemen. And here's Tyler Sacchi now for Reading. A very, very even contest in the opening half hour here. Lewis Brown had a good chance for West Ham on the volley, forcing the save from Toby Borgness. And then Emmanuel Osho, the number 2 for Reading, over on the right wing, saw Hooper off his line, put the ball high up into the air, and Aradas Golan-Bekis had to charge back and head it off the line. That's the 2 big chances of the game, really. It remains 0-0 here at the Rush Green Stadium in the final home game of the Premier League 2 campaign, the regular season campaign for West Ham. If they're drawn at home in the elimination playoff in the round of 16, then we'll have at least one more game here at Rush Green. But as it stands right now, after this, it's 3 straight away games. Boreham Wood away on Tuesday in the final of the National League Cup. If you're heading to Meadow Park, I'll be there as well. It'd be great to see you. I will pop into the away. In fact, to get to the gantry at Boreham Wood, you have to go via the away end. So if you see me, I'll be wearing a big yellow coat and probably white trainers. Please do say hello. It'd be lovely to meet some of you. I know we have quite a few regulars. I hope Harry's with us tonight, and Kiko and Steve. We'll switch over to the left side. Ball come into the box, and it's Ajala who's getting his head onto it, but can't quite direct it towards goal. Well, a big moment there for West Ham. A delicious delivery from this left-hand side. In it comes, and it was Ajala who just needed to get a little bit more on it. Just breezed past his head. Just a whisper of a touch wasn't enough. Another big opportunity for West Ham in a half really of few chances for either side, but that's sort of 2-1 to West Ham now in the chances column. Well, West Ham have played a lot more football as well than Reading. This is just the Royals' 24th game in all competitions. They have had 3 wins and 2 defeats, so in the last 5. Could go potentially 17th with a win, but they do need other results to go their way. And I've got to be honest, I can't quite concentrate just on the table, so I'm sorry, Reading fans. You might have to check out the live table yourself for me to be able to figure it out. But let's see if I can have a quick look at how things stand right now. Reading stay 20th if it stays like this. Yeah, it's not the live table actually, so yeah, I can't tell you right now, I'm afraid. I can tell you, you'll move on to 19 points if it stays like this, and West Ham will go on to 28 points. Hammers, of course, can't progress any higher tonight than their current 8th place, although victory tonight will put them within 3 of Southampton above them. And Arsenal losing today as well as it stands right now. Arsenal 2 places below West Ham, just a point though behind. So that's a fairly good result so far as it stands. Leicester still currently winning. Got a Reading player down on the ground hurt at the minute. And it looks like we are going to have the physio. Let's have another look at this if we can. I must admit I was looking down at my notes. Well, whilst we have a bit of pause in play at the minute, you see the West Ham players are just going to head over to Greg Lincoln and the West Ham coaching staff to get some further instructions. It's Friday the 13th today, and as we know, Friday the 13th is considered an unlucky day. But do you know why Friday the 13th is considered unlucky? Well, I can tell you there have been a number of notable and tragic events over the years on Friday the 13th. And it all started on Friday, October the 13th, 1307, when King Philip IV of France ordered the arrest and execution of the members of the Knights Templar. That's not it. That's not just the reason why Friday the 13th is considered bad luck. Also on Friday, October the 13th, this time in 1972, the Uruguayan Flight 571 crashed in the Andes, prompting the movie Alive. It's a true story, that one. If you've ever seen the movie Alive, you'll know what I'm talking about. That plane crashed in the Andes Mountains. Also on Friday, September the 13th, 1940, Buckingham Palace was bombed in World War II. Also, and I'm not sure how accurate this is, but I really hope that the internet hasn't sold me short here, but on Friday, August the 13th, 2010, and this is almost too crazy, a 13-year-old boy was struck by lightning at an air show in Lowestoft, and he was struck at 13 minutes past 1, so 13:13 on the clock in the afternoon. I'm pleased to say he was fine. He just had a very slight minor burn on his arm, so I'm pleased to say he was okay. What wasn't okay was on Friday, June the 13th, 2012. I'm sure a lot of you might remember this. The Costa Concordia, remember the passenger cruise ship? Well, it sank on Friday the 13th. And on Friday, August the 13th, 1521, Spain claimed Mexico City, thus ending the Aztec Empire. So that is a number of reasons why Friday the 13th is considered bad luck. We're back underway now, back to the important action of the football. See, I've got all sorts of useless facts for you just to cover a bit of time when there's a player down. And now the ball's put forward, and can we see the deadlock broken maybe before half time? And I'm delighted to say as well, we've got 1,144 of you watching tonight as well. Thank you so much for your support. If we've got some Reading fans, you know you're more than welcome. And we appreciate you tuning in on the West Ham United YouTube channel. And if you are a Reading fan, why not hit the like button and subscribe button as well. Keep up to speed with everything that's going on with West Ham United. Of course, Reading currently playing in League One, the only side in Premier League 2. In fact, the only side in League 1 with a Category 1 academy. It's the only way you can play in Premier League 2. You have to have a Category 1 academy. So there is no relegation from Premier League 2. Here's the ball over on the left-hand side. It's drilled in low. It falls to the feet of Hicks. Can't quite get in. Now it comes in. It's into the back of the net, and Reading take the lead. Well, they have looked quite dangerous. And it's Tiché St. Louis who wheels away in absolute delight. He wasn't even supposed to start the game. Looks like it's the number 15 who comes away with the goal. Having another look at it now. There's Osho feeding it back through. That's Hicks there. I thought he was going to unload. And it's drilled in on the left foot, placed into that bottom left-hand corner. And it is the number 15, Tiché St. Louis, who wheels away in delight. He was named on the bench, but an injury to Mamadi Kamara in the warm-up meant he came in to start the game, and he's given the Royals the lead. West Ham United 0, Reading 1. Well, how will West Ham respond to that? Tiché St. Louis on the score sheet tonight. He's the 18-year-old, has 5 Granada under-20 caps. He's also made 11 under-18 appearances this season, 3 in Premier League 2, 4 now tonight. And he's scored a crucial goal for Reading as they try and break into that top 16. Top 16, of course, qualify for the end-of-season elimination playoffs and next season's Premier League International Cup, something Reading were not part of last season. Another reason why West Ham have played so many more games than the Royals this season at under-21 level. Here's Hicks, who with the assist for that goal, laying it off into the path nicely for St Louis to blast past Hooper. There'll be no clean sheet tonight. And Hooper's off his line quickly. Headed back forward, but Briggs will get there first for West Ham. Back it goes to Hooper. Took a couple of bounces, a bit of a bobbly ball back to Hooper. Did well to deal with it, knock it into the Reading half, out for a throw for the Royals. Deadlock broken here. And it's Tichet St Louis. Fantastic name as well, isn't it? Tichet St Louis. 40 minutes on the clock. There have been chances for both teams. Brown on the volley for West Ham, and Ajala with the glancing header. It was a lovely delivery from Scanlon over on the left side. Ajala just needed to get a little bit more on it. It was difficult to deal with. They had two big chances really for West Ham in this game, and Reading have had two big chances as well. Emmanuel Osho on the right side lobbing Hooper, but it was cleared off the line by Golombekis. And that chance there converted by Tichet St Louis. Hard work again. Emmanuel Osho involved in that goal, whipping the ball back from the left side, low into the box, into the path of David Hicks, who then laid it off to St Louis, who put it past Hooper on his left foot into the bottom left-hand corner. And West Ham player down now. Let's hope they're okay. Well, whilst we've got another pause in play, might be a bit of time added on at the end of this half here. We've had a couple of players down now. Let me give you that quiz question answer. I feel like I asked it about 10 minutes ago, 10-15 minutes ago. 1st of September 2007, West Ham beat Reading 3-0 at the Medeski Stadium in the Premier League. Who scored the goals? Well, you may remember it was Craig Bellamy who got things going in the 6th minute, as we have another look at the goal for Reading. And then Matthew Etherington in the 49th, and he sealed the deal with his second goal of the game in the 90th minute. That's the strike there from Tichet St Louis to hand Reading the lead. So well done if you got any of those right. As we going to have a little bit of a lengthy stoppage here, let's hope everything's okay. See some of the other scores taking place tonight in Premier League 2, and Leicester are flying as well. It's Arsenal 0, Leicester City 2. Fulham 0, Nottingham Forest 0, Middlesbrough 3, Stoke City 0, Newcastle 2, Blackburn 0, West Brom 1, Birmingham 0, and Aston Villa have just scored against Norwich. So it's Aston Villa 1, Norwich 0. Another look at the goal for Reading. Well, I'm pleased to say Tyrone Akpata's just got back onto his feet, helped here a little bit by the West Ham medical team. He's still being assessed by the physios here, so we'll just hold on a little bit longer. Whilst we do, I always like to do a bit of a loan watch as well and keep everybody up to speed of how some of the West Ham Academy players are doing out on loan at the minute. Looks a bit shaken up actually, doesn't he, Tyrone Akpata? I'm a big fan of his. He's got a thunderous shot on him as well, and he's so energetic, so lively. He'll be a big miss if he has to come off. It looks like he's going to continue here. He's going to have to go off the pitch temporarily. Fingers crossed, it looks like he'll be able to come back on. Quick touch on loan watch, shall we, whilst we wait for this game to get back underway. Mason Terry, a goalkeeper. He's currently on loan at Braintree in the National League. He played the full 90 actually in the 4-1 home loss against Wealdstone on Saturday. Junior Robinson, he's on loan at Boreham Wood, so he won't be able to play for Boreham Wood in that National League Cup final on Tuesday. He hasn't been getting that many minutes though up in South Hertfordshire for Boreham Wood. He started though for the club in the 2-2 away draw at Woking, but he got himself booked in the 34th minute and subbed off in the 37th. So not a particularly great night there for Junior Robinson, struggling for minutes at the minute at Boreham Wood. Michael Forbes, he's currently on loan at Northampton Town. He played the full 90 in the 1-0 away loss at AFC Wimbledon on Sunday. Callum Marshall, he's on loan at VfL Bochum in the German second division. He came on in the 58th minute for VfL Bochum, and he scored in the 3-2 home win over Kaiserslautern as well. Go on, Callum Marshall. Reading picking up the ball, trying to feed it through. West Ham, though, looking to fight back here. Here's Medine working his way into the box. Medine rifles the ball in. It's off the back of the number 6 Harrison and comes off the post. Almost an own goal there. Yeah, bit of an opportunity, but that's what Medine can do. Rifled the ball into the box, took a chance, and it almost paid off. Here is Akpata back on the pitch again now. Suddenly the heart rate starts racing once again here at the Rush Green Stadium. Medine on the right side. He looks so dangerous when he gets going. He's like a freight train. He can't be stopped. Orford trying to hook the ball in, but it comes off a deflected back again from Reading. And now it's been chased after. Here's Rhys Evans, but Hooper did so well to read the danger off his line quickly. Not quite dealt with yet, because here's Coke Miles Smith for Reading on the left-hand side. The goal scorer against Everton last time out. Whips the ball across the face of goal over, and it's going to go out for a throw. Well, energetic few minutes here. Here's another look at it. Medine rifles the ball into the box. Just take a chance. Why not? Sam Harrison there, the number 6 for Reading, turns his back to it and almost directs it towards his own goal. Saved by the post. Well, well, well. And breathe, everybody. And breathe. Let's get back to loan watch quickly, shall we? What's Conor Beckett takes his throw. George Earthly, we know he's on loan at Bristol City. Unfortunately, he did a couple of weeks or so ago pick up an ankle injury, so he's not getting any minutes at the way. He's currently on the sidelines as West Ham look to try and clear their lines. Christian Hegyi as well, the highly rated Hungarian goalkeeper. He's currently on loan at MTK Budapest in the Hungarian top flight league. He played the full 90 in a 1-1 home draw over DVTK on Sunday. And in fact, they actually play tonight. In fact, they kicked off at 7 o'clock as well, did MTK Budapest tomorrow. So we've got any Hungarian fans watching. They're at home. They're away right now at ETO Gajon in the Hungarian top flight division. There you go. So that is loan watch complete, and the first half is almost complete as well. And it's Tiché St. Louis for Reading. The difference between the two sides at the minute. There have been chances. It's been a very even contest. To be fair, Reading or West Ham don't really deserve to be trailing here. But Reading had that chance and took it. West Ham have had more chances. I've just seen an opportunity there. A ball drilled into the box from Jethro Medine. Lewis Brown had a volley early on in the game that forced Toby Borgness between the sticks for Reading into making the save. Here's Ajala, still Ajala, charging in, corner. And we saw a ball delivered in as well over on the left side from Joe Scanlon earlier. As we have another look at this from Ajala, he did so well to keep it in. And it was Harrison putting it out for the corner, doing his defensive duties well. Lewis Orford's going to head over to take this corner. Is there a way back into this right at the end of the first half for West Ham United? There'll be no clean sheet tonight though for the Hammers. Have kept 8 clean sheets in 32 games. Now it's 8 in 33. The ball comes in. It's bobbling around inside the box. They're trying to get it away, and it's gone into the back of the net. It has, and it's Gabriel Kalist. Well, somehow he's managed to work it through a number of Reading bodies and into the back of the net. And it's the Mauritius international with his second league goal of the season. And right at the end of the first half, it's 1-1. Well, in it comes. It's headed down by Josh Briggs. And Gabriel Kalist just manages to get it through the body of Toby Borgness in the Reading goal. And Gabriel Kalist on the score sheet, his second league goal of the season. And right at the end of the first half, it's West Ham 1, Reading 1. He won the Premier League Cup last season as well with the under-18s, Gabriel Kalist. Might even add a National League Cup to his name on Tuesday. But he could have scored a vital goal for the Hammers tonight. Free kick. I didn't see actually how long we've got for the fourth official here. But we've had a couple of lengthy stoppages, so Referee not happy. That taking a bit too quick, so Colin Beckers is going to get his back underway, and you never know, maybe there's time for another attack here. Medine over on the right side. He's looked so dangerous tonight as well. Attacking with his high energy intent. Throw for Reading. Deep inside their own half. Up it comes, and Patter gets there first. Orford plays it back to Brown. Brown skips past a Reading player, does really well to work into a bit of space with Medine over on the right side. Here's Medine, he's got Khalees running now on the overlap. Medine goes for, I'm not sure whether that was trying to chip the keeper, put it onto somebody's head, or whether he just completely mishit it. Either way, it's definitely gone out, and it is going to be a Reading goal kick. Well, there we go. It's been an eventful end to this first half. It was Tishay St. Louis putting the Royals in front, and then Gabriel Khalees firing it back home underneath through the body really of Toby Borgness. 1-1 at the break here. And whilst you do go off for 15 minutes or so, I think we should give you another quiz question as well. So Reading are the only club in Berkshire in the Football League. But which Berkshire team is the second highest in the pyramid? So which team is the second highest in the football pyramid after Reading in the county of Berkshire? If you know, just shout out the answer. There's no prizes whatsoever. A couple of other half-time scores for you as well. It's Fulham 0, Nottingham Forest 0, Middlesbrough 3, Stoke City 0, Newcastle 2, Blackburn Rovers 0, West Brom 1, Birmingham 0, and Aston Villa 1, Norwich 1. Norwich equalising in that one. It's Arsenal 0, Leicester City 3. Wow, they're motoring ahead. I'm going to go get myself a quick cup of tea. I won't be too long, so don't go far, everybody. At the break, we've got a thriller coming up in the second 45. It's West Ham 1, Reading 1. Well, welcome back, everybody. Second half about to get underway, and I can, just looking down at the bench, I can see Preston Fearon is just warming up down there. He's getting ready to come on, it looks like. I'll just see if I can see the board down there. I think it's going to be Ajala coming off. So it looks like Josh Ajala is going to go off, and Preston Fearon is going to be coming on. One experienced player at this level for another. Although I say experienced, only 18 is Preston Fearon. Does have 6 league goals to his name this season, and it is Josh Ajala coming off. 6 goals to his name for Fearon this season. 9 in all competitions. Joined from Chelsea at under 15s level. Was West Ham's outstanding scholar last season, and it looks like Carter Bowdry is going to come on for Reading as well, the number 14. Let's just see the number for who is coming off. So changes for both sides at the break here. Just wait to see the number as it's shown, and it's Sam Harrison, the player, going off. So for West Ham, it's Hooper in goal, Medine, Brown, Akpata, Briggs, Golan Beckis, goal scorer, Kaliste, Orford, Cummings, now Fearon and Scanlon. And for Reading, it's Borgness in goal, Osho, Obrafa, Saki, Dewar, Bowdry, who's just come on, Coke, Miles Smith, Howard, Evans, Hicks and Tishay St. Louis. We're back underway for the second half here. And Carter Bowdry, a 19-year-old, just come on for the Royals. Spent a month on loan at Hungerford Town. A straight yellow card there for Akpata, it looks like. The late challenge there on the man I was just talking about, actually. Carter Bowdry didn't actually make contact, but I think it's more given for the lateness of it and the potential intent, although I'm sure he went for the ball. But Carter Bowdry been on loan at Hungerford Town, up from the under-18s this season as well. I've done a little bit of homework at half-time as well. I've got a live table in front of me. If it stays like this, West Ham will move on to 28 points. They'll stay 8th in the table if it stays like this across the rest of Premier League 2 tonight, although Leicester will move level on points with them. They'll still be 7 points clear of Everton in 16th. And here is the goal scorer, St. Louis, on the right-hand side. It's blocked by Brown. And still Reading hold on to the ball. Here is Hicks. got the assist for the St Louis goal in the first half. Here he is again, Touche St Louis, back to David Hicks now. For Reading right now, they will also stay in 20th, move on to 19 points this season. Will keep them just 2 points behind Everton. Reading will have played 17 though, same as Everton. West Ham will move 3 points behind Manchester City, but Man City do have 2 games in hand on West Ham. And 2, actually, games in hand on Southampton as well, currently in 6th place in the table. So West Ham could probably do with picking up a maximum, really, from either tonight or against Blackburn or Tottenham, just to guarantee a top 16. It's not a done deal yet. The top 16, of course, in Premier League 2, qualify for the end of season elimination playoffs and next season's Premier League International Cup. So it is really important. If you do miss out, though, on the top 16, but finish between 17th and 24th, you go into a cross-category playoff with the top 8 from the Professional Development League, so the top 8 from the Category 2 academy sides. And so there is more football to be played at the end of the season. This is not quite it yet, although for West Ham, another game on Tuesday night, a huge game as well. Hopefully you'll be joining us at Meadow Park as it's Boreham Wood against West Ham under-21s in the final of the National League Cup. Only the 2nd edition and the 2nd ever final of the competition. Leeds United under-21s won it last season, so West Ham looking to continue the academy side's victory. Here's St Louis now, under pressure from Kalista. Kalista trying to win it back, does well to nip it off the heels. I think it was Hicks. And there is Akpata again limping. He took a knock in the first half, didn't he? Went down. I won't be too surprised if we see a change fairly soonish. Akpata has certainly been in the wars tonight. I can tell you as well, Christian Heggie on loan, as I said before, part of the West Ham Academy, on loan at MTK Budapest. They are playing Győri in the Hungarian top flight. It was 0-0 at the break in that one. And as we say, for West Ham, this is the final home game of the regular season tonight. They're drawn at home in the elimination playoffs. How it works is first place 16th, second place 15th, third place 14th, and so forth, all the way through to last 16, then a quarter-final, semi-final, final. So the further up you finish in the table, essentially should ideally give you a slightly more favourable fixture in the round of 16. It's quite similar, actually, the Premier League 2 format to the new Champions League format. 29 teams in total, but you don't play all 28 opposition. You play 20 match days in total, 6 seeding pots of 5 teams, 1 bye team. So it's quite similar in that sense, although you play more than 8 games in the group stage, of course. 20 match days make up the regular season. And then just as long as you finish in the top 24 out of the 29, there will be end-of-season football for you. Throw now, Brown for West Ham. Well, for Reading, if they hold on to this, it will just be a 4th draw of the season. Stalemates against Norwich, Leicester and Newcastle. For West Ham, if it stays like this, it will be a 7th draw of the season for the Hammers. Draws this campaign against Arsenal, Wolves, Middlesbrough, Norwich, Leicester, to name but a few. We've had 7 wins this season as well. Victories against Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, Chelsea, Leeds, Liverpool, Birmingham and Sunderland. Other draw coming against Brighton. 4 defeats this season for West Ham. Right at the start of the season, in fact, it was back-to-back defeats against Nottingham Forest and Manchester City. And they did lose 5-0 away at Motspur Park against Fulham. And last time out, bit of a surprise defeat really. Derby County were rock bottom of the table, but they were firing on all cylinders in that 4-2 win last time out. Not all doom and gloom though for West Ham. That was actually the first defeat in 6 in all competitions for West Ham. And 1-1 tonight. I think, if we're being brutally honest, a draw at the minute is probably a fair reflection of the game. Chances in the half of both sides. West Ham probably slightly edged the chances in the game. But Reading, you could argue, might have had slightly better chances as well. Emmanuel Osho almost chipped Finley Hooper in the goal. It had to be headed off the line by Golan-Beckis. But Lewis Brown did have a lovely volley saved by Borgness between the sticks for Reading quite early on. 1-1 here, 51.5 minutes on the clock. Is there a winner in it for either side? Still a long way to go in this particular game. I did give you a quiz question as well at the end of the first half. Reading are the only club in Berkshire in the Football League. So Reading are the only club in the county of Berkshire in the Football League. Who's the next highest club in Berkshire in the pyramid? Who are they? Well, the answer is Maidenhead United. They're currently 7th in the National League South. Reading, the only club in the Football League, currently in League 1 of course, and also the only League 1 club with a Category 1 academy. Every other team in Premier League 2 this season plays, I think it's 10 teams in the Championship. 18 from the Premier League and just 1 from League 1, with Category 1 sides making up the 29 teams in Premier League 2. Well, a lot of you tuning back in as well. 976 of you watching again, so we can get that back up to over 1,000. Thank you to all of you for tuning in. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you haven't as well, because don't forget, coming up Tuesday night, 7 o'clock kickoff, Boreham Wood against West Ham United under-21s in the National League Cup final. Chance to lift some silverware. Here is Oshodo over on the right side now for Reading, the danger man from the first half. Back to the goal scorer now, St Louis. All the way back to Tyler Saki. And a chance now for Reading to reset. A brief foray into the West Ham half comes to an end and almost dispossessed and losing out. But Philip Dewar, the captain for Reading, picks the ball back up. Philip Dewar made his debut for the Reading senior side against West Ham under-21s back in September in the EFL Trophy. Yes, these two sides have already met, but it was the Reading senior side against West Ham under-21s in the EFL Trophy all the way back in September. Reading won that 3-1. Jacob Borgness on the score sheet that day, the brother of Tobias Borgness, who's between the sticks tonight for Reading, the New Zealand international. Callum Marshall was on the score sheet that night for West Ham, and Ezra Myers was actually sent off for the Hammers. I'm sure you won't thank me for reminding you all of that. But here's Lewis Brown now with the throw for West Ham. 54 minutes on the clock here. It's been a very even contest tonight. Reading looking to see if they can squeeze into the top 16 come the end of the season, but they're running out of games really. Looks like Arsenal pulled a goal back right on the stroke at half-time. Arsenal 1, Leicester 3. And Middlesbrough have scored again. Middlesbrough 4, Stoke City 0. It's a bit of a miserable night up in the northeast for Stoke City. That was a very good game, wasn't it, between Middlesbrough and West Ham. A month or so ago, Hammers raced into a 3-0 lead that night. In fact, La Madrid scored on his debut for the under-21s for West Ham that night, but the Borough pulled it back in the second half to finish 3-3. Throw now over on the far side. Here's the captain, Aradas Golan-Beckis, 18-year-old England under-18 international. Headed on and out of play again, and West Ham just gain a few precious yards here at the Rush Green Stadium, the former home of Ford United. Yes, it was the team for the car manufacturer. Over 10,000 people packed into this stadium once back in the 1950s for Briggs Sport United when they took on Bishop Auckland. Yes, that's absolutely correct. Back in the heady days when you could just cram people into stadiums. And here is Reading now, just holding on to the ball deep inside their own half. Long way to go in the game yet, just trying to probe the ball forward. Hicks launches it. It's a lovely ball onto the chest of St Louis. He's looked really bright. Wasn't even supposed to start the game, but an injury to Mamadi Kamara in the warm-up brought him into play from the start. And it looks like we're going to see a yellow card here for the experienced Kelvin Abrafa. So a little bit of a tussle there with Preston Fearon.
Hey, where's your line? Help!
I hope I'm saying his name right as well, Abrafa.
Shoulders, don't be flat.
The experienced player as well, over 60 league appearances for the Reading men's senior side. Reminder of what we've got coming up for you as well with West Ham United. Actually, more on that in a minute because Reading trying to break here. Here's Carter Bowdry switching it to the right side. The ball comes into the box. It runs all the way through. Fearon charging onto it, but it's been picked back up by a Reading shirt. Danger not quite cleared yet. Switch back to the right side. Here's St Louis again. This time going toe-to-toe with Scanlon. Scanlon does well to get his body in the way. Kalista heads it down, but back into the path of St Louis. Reading got a bit of a head of speed at the minute. Here is Carter Bowdry. Back it goes to Saki. Into the centre circle with Philip Dewar. No jaw on the right side this time, so maybe a better option through the middle. Now to put it back over to the right, but it's going to run all the way out of play. And it is going to be a throw. About as deep into the West Ham half as it can possibly be. 58 minutes on the clock here. Colin Beckis will take the throw deep inside his own half. Well, West Ham fans, if you've ever been to Reading, there's quite a bit of history there. Actually, Reading Abbey is actually the burial site of Henry I. Although it is ruins now, but the Abbey was originally founded by Henry I in 1121, and apparently it's where he's buried. Jane Austen, the novelist, briefly went to school in Reading as well, at Reading Abbey Gateway. And in the 19th and 20th centuries, if you like your biscuits, Reading was the place to be. It was known as the biscuit capital of the world due to the Huntley and Palmer's biscuit factory. Oscar Wilde was also imprisoned in Reading between 1895 and 1897 for gross indecency. There we go. We've had a bit of a history lesson tonight as well, haven't we, as we approach the hour mark here at the Rush Green Stadium. West Ham 1, Reading 1. Both goals coming in the first half. For West Ham, it was late on. Gabriel Kaliste levelling things up after Tiché St Louis had given the Royals the lead. Fair reflection of the game, a draw at the minute.
Screens! What job you doing? Are you marking or screening?
955 of you watching now. We're so close to that magic 1,000 mark again. Let's hope we can get there. Thank you to all of you for tuning in. It really does mean a lot on a Friday night. Your support of the young Hammers really does mean everything. This is what we do it for, really. If you don't tune in and watch, there's not much point in us bringing you the games live. So thank you so much. You really, really do make a difference. As we approach the hour mark here, West Ham 1, Reading 1 in this Premier League 2 tidy. 18th match day of the season for West Ham. Match day number 17 for the Royals. Reading going in search of a 6th league win of the season. West Ham looking to make it 8. At the minute, it will be a 7th draw of the campaign for West Ham. Just a 4th draw of the season for Reading if it stays like this. To be fair, the draw is probably a slightly better result for West Ham. Reading currently outside the magic top 16. Started the day in 20th and still in 20th with the live table staying as it is right now. Orford goes back to Briggs, hooks the ball up and forward. 19-year-old Josh Briggs won the FA Youth Cup and under-18 Premier, that magic season with West Ham. St Louis again over on the right-hand side. Scanlon for company once again, and Scanlon gets the block in. Been hard at work as Joe Scanlon tonight, just 17 years of age. Joined West Ham at under-9s, made 16 appearances for the under-18s last season, got 3 assists and a goal for the under-18s, netting in the 4-2 loss against Southampton. Here's a corner though for Reading. It's David Hicks. Goes short to Coke Miles Smith, who got the winner against Everton last time out for the Royals. They suddenly hit form in 2026. Didn't even pick up a maximum at all in the league in the first half of the season. In fact, it wasn't until the middle of January that they got their first win of the season. 4-1 win against Blackburn. Since then, it's been 5 wins in their last 7 after no wins in their first 9 of the season. The Royals have hit form at the right time. Caliste feeding it through to Lewis Orford. Lewis Orford trying to chase onto it, but it's staunch defending from Reading to see the ball out of play, but it is a corner and perhaps an opportunity. Good work from Gabriel Caliste. He's had a bright game, the goal scorer, feeding it through. And there is Emmanuel Osho. He just did not give it up at all, did he? Got the vital touch to knock it out of play. But it's a corner for West Ham. The Academy of Football there on the banner. Lewis Orford. A bright spark this season for the under-21. The ball's high. It's headed back almost onto the penalty spot, into a little bit of danger. It's like the referee's called it up, and it's going to be a free kick, and it comes to nothing. Well, over 1,000 now, thank you. 1,048 of you tuning in tonight. Brilliant stuff. I've got another quiz question for you as well, and it's quite a long one, actually. So this is really going to test your knowledge. Sorry, Reading fans, this is more for West Ham fans. Although, actually, there is a Reading link in this, so you might be able to get it. West Ham have had 12 permanent English managers in their history. So West Ham have had 12 permanent English managers in their history. Who are they? That's it. Who are they? Now, I must stress the word permanent. So caretakers do not count in this question. So West Ham have had 12 permanent English managers in their history. Who are they? Just start shouting some names out. And of course, I know at least one of them has managed Reading as well. So if you know who it is, Reading fans, I'm sure you do, you shout that name out as well. If you're in the Romford area, shout it really loud. I might actually hear you. Zach Patter going toe-to-toe with St Louis. Had the game of his life, the number 15, really, for Reading. Like I said, even more impressive that he was probably in the mindset, well, he was in the mindset that it was going to be starting from the bench, but the injury to Mamadi Kamara, a late change, brought St Louis in from the start when he was named on the bench originally. Hicks, great vision to spot Coke Miles Smith over on the left-hand side. He did really well to keep it in and actually keep possession as well. He's put a nice ball into the box. It's been cleared away, but Reading pick it up again. St Louis, I'm saying his name so much tonight, the number 15. He's had such a special game. Now he's going toe-to-toe with Scanlon. Those two have been battling all second half. This time it runs through to Hooper, who gratefully takes it up in his arms. Here's Briggs now for West Ham. I just sense the level of urgency and the tempo's just gone up a notch in the game here at the Rush Green Stadium under the lights. Been a thoroughly enjoyable game. My second time covering Reading this season as well. I was at the Select Car Leasing Stadium right at the beginning of the season. In fact, I think I might have even had shorts on that day. It was so sunny up in Berkshire. Although the game wasn't the most exciting, a 0-0 draw with Leicester City. Reading fans, were you there? There was quite a good crowd actually, I remember, at the Select Car Leasing Stadium for that one. Oh, lovely turn there by Carter Bowdry, the substitute for Reading, showing a flash of skill and elegance. Here's Abrafa, who was booked about 10 minutes or so ago. Game goes so quick, doesn't it? 65 minutes on the clock already. Here's Tyler Saki now. Saki, I remember, played in that game against Leicester City earlier in the campaign. 19-year-old. 16 Prem, 2 appearances and 1 goal. The ball's into the box back there. It was Akpata who got there first. Now it's pumped all the way forward. And here's an opportunity maybe for West Ham if they could just hold on to the ball. Quick reactions though from the number 4 Tyler Saki to win the ball back for Reading. There's Luke Howard. Luke Howard started the game brightly. He's been a bit quiet since the number 8. Signed a contract on the 4th of July 2025 for a year, so his contract's up this summer. Made 12 Premier League 2 appearances coming into tonight, so on Friday the 13th he makes his 13th appearance. Now the ball comes into the box, and somehow, I'm not quite sure how, but it's worked its way into the back of the net. And the Royals take the lead for the second time in the game. It's West Ham 1, Reading 2. We'll have another look at it. Fed through over onto the left-hand side. And there is Josh Briggs just sticking with him, but shot comes in. Did he take a deflection off the number 9? Or was it an own goal? I'll see if I can get confirmation for you. So it's one of a few here. Could be Kean Coke Miles Smith who got the winner against Everton. This is him now on the ball. That's Josh Briggs with him, the number 5. It comes in. Oh, it's Colin Beckis actually, I think, who gets the final touch on it. He's trying to steer it away. But I think actually Aradas Colin Beckis, the captain for West Ham, might have got the final touch off his thigh, directing it into his own net. But what we definitely know is that it's West Ham 1, Reading 2. And I can tell you, Josh Landers has come onto the pitch for West Ham for the final 23 minutes of this game. He's a man of form as well. 7 league goals to his name, Josh Landers. He's got a brace in that 4-2 defeat against Reading last time out. So Josh Landers is coming on now, centre forward. And as I say, a man on form as well. 19-year-old Josh Landers. Joined from Hibernian in the summer. Also represented Scotland at under-16s level. We know he can create something special. In fact, 7 league goals makes him the highest Premier League 2 scorer this season for West Ham. Preston Fearon with 6 is the second highest. There's still plenty of time on the clock here. Just over 21 minutes to go of normal time. West Ham have already come from behind once. Can they do it again? It was Gabriel Callisto right at the end of the first half to level things up. The Mauritius international scoring from relatively close range, but getting the ball through a cluster of Reading bodies underneath the body of Toby Borgness in the Reading goal. But they're going to have to work hard to find a leveller here. The visitors lead by 2-1. Reading looking to continue their fine form. If they can hold on to this, it'll be 6 wins in the last 8 for the Royals.
Good Manu! Brilliant Manu! Kaya, that should be you! Saki, get in!
Over 1,000 of you still tuning in. 1,035. Thank you so much. This is far from over yet, everybody. Don't go anywhere. Other scores across the rest of Premier League 2. It's Arsenal 1, Leicester City 3, Fulham 0, Nottingham Forest 1, Middlesbrough 4, Stoke 0. The ball comes into the box. It's hooked away by the Reading defence, but it's picked up by Scanlon over on the left-hand side. And the ball trickles out for a corner. No, it doesn't. Oh, it's been given away of Reading. Pretty certain. I thought that came off. Look at that ball through to Josh Landers there. Back into the danger zone. And I actually thought that came off a Reading player, but the referee has said it's a goal kick. And Middlesbrough 4, Stoke 0. And Newcastle 2, Blackburn Rovers 0. West Brom 3, Birmingham 0. And Aston Villa 1, Norwich 1. They're the other scores across the rest of Premier League 2 right now. There was a game that kicked off at 1 o'clock this afternoon, and that finished Manchester United 2, Southampton 1. Plenty coming up across all of the teams for West Ham United. The men's senior side, of course, in action tomorrow at home against Manchester City. 8 o'clock kickoff for that one in the Premier League. The women are in action on Wednesday the 18th, so this coming Wednesday, 7:15 kickoff in the WSL at home against Manchester United. As we know, the under-21s next in action on Tuesday night against Boreham Wood at Meadow Park in the National League Cup final. 7 o'clock kickoff for that one. If you haven't got tickets, don't worry, you can watch it live on the West Ham YouTube channel. Could be a chance to lift a trophy. The under-18s in action tomorrow as well. That's Saturday the 14th of March away at Fulham. That's an 11 o'clock kickoff in the under-18 Premier League South. Colin Beckis now drying the ball off with his shirt, ready for the throw. 71.5 minutes are up here at the Rush Green Stadium. And he had the one league defeat here this season coming against Nottingham Forest. If it does stay like this, it will be a fairly disappointing last two games. I don't want to say it too soon. It's still quite a long way to go, but the defeat against Derby. Derby were rock bottom going into that game in Premier League 2, but they ran out 4-2 winners against West Ham last time out. And Reading started the day in 20th. It would be back-to-back defeats against sides 20th or lower in Premier League 2. There's still plenty of time on the clock here. Here's Brown. Lewis Brown again, son of Kenny Brown, academy manager and former West Ham player. Remember that quiz question as well. West Ham have had 12 permanent English managers in the club's history. Who are they? I will reveal the answer in about 10 minutes or so. But start shouting some answers out. If you can guess the years as well, even better. Congratulations. They're just for fun. You don't win anything. But who are they? And I must stress the word permanent managers as well. So West Ham have had 12 permanent English managers. Caretakers do not count in this particular question. Well, looks like Leicester have sealed the points as well. It's Arsenal 1, Leicester 4 now. And could Stoke City be on for an almighty fight back? It's a yellow card here. Looks like for time wasting. The referee trying to do what I'm trying to do actually and twist my neck around to see the number on the back. But it's definitely a yellow card. Can't quite believe it, can he? I don't think it's too difficult to. In fact, what's going on here as well? I think he's just. I think that's Philip Dewar, the captain, just remonstrating with the referee. We are back underway. Yes, could Stoke City maybe pull an almighty comeback in? Mind you, they're in the 82nd minute there. It's Middlesbrough 4, Stoke City 1. Colin Beckis heads the ball back to Finlay Hooper. We've got 16 minutes to go here at the Rush Green Stadium. West Ham looking to get back into it for a second time. Hooper doing well actually to clear the ball high into the air. Took a bit of a bobble just before he put his foot through it there. Back Patter giving the free kick away. Although Josh Landers might be a little bit aggrieved with that one. That was Zach Patter taking down Carter Bowdery there. The number 14, since he's come on in this second half, he's been absolutely everywhere. Covered pretty much every blade of grass here at the Rush Green Stadium. Well, this is David Hicks right now, stood over it. David Hicks, does he fancy having a go here? The 19-year-old former Stevenage Borough man. Goes to the left instead. Ball comes into the box. It's off the head of Brown. Orford hooks it to gain a few more yards. Headed on nicely into the path of Josh Landers. Nice bit of skill by David Hicks, who's had a good game tonight as well. Into the path of Kelvin Abrafa. Reading still looking dangerous, not resting on their laurels here and trying to defend the lead that they have at the minute. Sensing that if they can get a third, then that might be enough here on Friday the 13th. Retaining possession really, really well.
on, Manu! Come on, Manu! Come on, Manu! Good, Manu! Reaction!
Brown, twisting and turning, wins the free kick. Moves slightly inside his own half. Goes back to Golan-Beckis. Now it's pushed over onto the right side with Briggs. Fed forward to Medine. Going toe-to-toe with Coke Miles Smith. Back it comes to Fearon. Brown now.
Good, Manu!
How long ago does Lewis Brown's volley feel from that first half, forcing Borgness into making the save? That was the first real action, the goal-mouth action of the game. It led to a few chances at both ends. Emmanuel Osho almost chipping Finley Hooper in the goal, but Golan-Beckis had to get back and cleared it off the line. And his shot comes in from Scanlon. He's blazed it high and over. Wasn't on target anyway. He was always missing to the left. Blazed it up and over. Good vision from Lewis Orford though. Scanlon in a little bit of space. Coming under pressure from St Louis. Unleashed it. Not on target. High and over. And Toby Borgness between the sticks. The youngster, New Zealand Youth International. Very happy to watch that one go high and over into the night sky. Well, the live table right now in Premier League 2 for Reading. It's good news. They're up to 17th if it stays like this tonight. They move level on points with Everton, who are 16th. Although Everton have a slightly better, well, not slightly, far better goal difference. Everton -2, Reading -9, 7 between the pair. That was Baldry. Coke Miles Smith had such an important say in Reading's second goal. Hicks, here's Saki now. Working it to St Louis. Here is still St Louis going toe-to-toe with Scanlon. He just runs it out of play and it's going to be a goal kick. Well, 78 minutes on the clock. Maybe time to start thinking who your player of the match might be, everybody. I certainly think the number 15, T-Shay St Louis for Reading has got a good shout. Looks like we're going to we've got a change coming up as well. If it's going to be a double change, I can tell you. Callum Leacock and Andre Dyke are coming on now for West Ham. Golan-Beckis is going off. He's to be replaced by Callum Leacock. So the captain, Golan-Beckis, has gone off the pitch. Andre Dyke waiting to come on. I think it was Scanlon who's come off. So Andre Dyke comes on. And right now, the attacking prowess that West Ham boast with Dyke on the pitch. I think Cummings is still on the pitch as well, isn't he? And Josh Landers as well. Andre Dyke, just the one goal for the under-21s this season, but he has been scoring for fun for the under-18s in the 25-26 season. In fact, 9 under-18 league goals so far. Scored in the 1-1 draw with Leicester City in Premier League 2. Scored on his England under-17s debut as well in a 5-0 win over Mexico. He is a man for the big occasion. I've covered the under-18s a few times. In fact, I did Crystal Palace under-18s against West Ham earlier in the season. It was Andre Dyke who chipped in with about a 94th minute winner for the Hammers. So this is not over yet. Far from it indeed. Reading looking to cement their status in this game. Pushed over to the right side. St Louis with the chip. Hooper should take it and does. And straight to Orford. Callum Leacock on the pitch as well. 17-year-old. Spent 7 years in the Linfield Academy. Been capped by Northern Ireland at under-16s level. And that was Preston Fearon dispossessed. Uncharacteristic for him. Callum Leacock, plenty of experience. He was captain of the under-18s numerous times this season too. Now the ball's been switched over to the left side for Reading. Less than 10 to go here at the Rush Green Stadium, the final regular season home game of the campaign. Hammers do not want this to end in defeat. Here is St Louis. Still work to do to guarantee a top 16 finish as well for West Ham. In fact, it just makes the games against Blackburn and Tottenham to come even more important. And of course, momentum going into that cup final, the National League Cup final, this Tuesday, the 17th of March, Boreham Wood against West Ham under-21s at Boreham Woods Meadow Park. That is going to be a massive night under the lights in South Hertfordshire. Here's Fearon now. Fearon trying to feed the ball through. He's going to have another go here. Preston Fearon whips the ball up and over into the path of Josh Landers. Momentum's going to carry him out of the Reading box. Can he get the delivery in? He drills it. It's straight into the arms of Baldness. And you can see Philip Dewar, the captain, the delight as he goes over to congratulate his keeper on snatching the ball. On the live table right now, Chelsea are currently top of Premier League 2. They've played 17, won 12, sit on 37 points. Manchester United, after that win earlier today, beating Southampton 2-1, moved themselves into second place, level on points with Chelsea, but they've scored 3 goals, or goal difference is 3 worse. Fulham up into third place on 36 points. Liverpool into fourth with 35 points. Ipswich dropped down to fifth with 34 points. So Liverpool 35 points, Ipswich 34. Southampton stay in 6th with 33. Manchester City in 7th with 31. Leicester move up into 8th. They're currently thumping Arsenal 4-1 on 28 points, dropping West Ham down to 9th in the table as it stands right now on 27 points. So if it does stay like this tonight, West Ham will still be 6 points clear of Everton, but it's still chance with Dyke trying to get the ball into the box. Hicks hooks it away, and it's a throw. Brown wants to take it quickly. Briggs pushed over to Medine on this right side, coming under a little bit of pressure. It's been picked up by Orford, who goes back to Brown. Lewis Brown, I thought he just maybe thought about loading up there. The ball back in by Fearon, goes straight to a Reading shirt. I like the idea though. It didn't quite come off this time. Briggs will get there first, all the way back to Hooper, and West Ham can just reset and go again. There's still time on the clock, 6.5 to go here at the Rush Green Stadium. 2026 has certainly been Reading's year so far. Here's Dyke, Andre Dyke, dispossessed by who else but Tisha St Louis, who's been absolutely everywhere in this game. Got things going with the first goal of the game as well before Gabriel Caliste levelled things up for West Ham. Before, we believe it might have been an own goal by Gollum Beckis. Hard work it was by Coke Miles Smith over on the left hand side. We've got another change coming off, and it is that man Tisha St Louis who's coming off, which is a bit of a surprise actually. But G. Ray Jones is the player coming on, the number 16 for Reading, 18-year-old. Coming up from the under-18s, made 8 Premier League 2 appearances, has scored this season in the league as well for the Royals. Well, Nottingham Forest are going to take the points as well. They've just doubled their lead against Fulham late on. That game in the 92nd minute. It's Fulham 0, Nottingham Forest 2. West Brom have secured the points as well. West Brom 4, Birmingham City 0, and Middlesbrough. I said a while ago that maybe there's a bit of a comeback on for Stoke. They were 4-0 down, managed to get it back to 4-1. It's now Middlesbrough 6. A shot comes in, it's saved. It's now Middlesbrough 6, Stoke City 1. So definitely no comeback for Stoke City, who are having a bit of a miserable night tonight.
Face the ball, good Saki. Good Manu. Andre, you'll get that.
Plenty of action coming up, as we say. The under-18s in action tomorrow, kicking off at 11 o'clock away at Fulham in the under-18 Premier League South. There's Callum Leacock. Reading come again with Carter Bowdery, the fresh legs for the number 14 since coming on. He's really been full of energy. That was Osha. Back it goes to Tyler Saki now. Philip Dewar, the captain, just marshalled the back line for Reading tonight. Only undone by a bit of a scramble in the box with Gabriel Callisto managing to fire it past a couple of Reading bodies and underneath the body of Toby Baldness in the goal. That was right at the end of the first half. This is going to be a grandstand finish. Don't go anywhere. Andre Dyke is the master of the late goal for West Ham under 18s this season. Has scored for the under 21s as well. So when he's on the pitch, anything can happen. This man Josh Landers chasing after the ball. He scored 2 against Derby County last time out as well. He's got 7 league goals to his name. There are plenty of goal scorers on the pitch right now for West Ham. Cummings is there. Landers is there. Dyke is there. Fearon's on the pitch as well, but Bowdry looking to seal the deal. Carter Bowdry gets a shot away. It's palmed away by Hooper. Not quite cleared yet. And Coke Miles Smith trying to unleash a shot, but it comes off a West Ham body and it's a corner for the Royals. I was just talking about Carter Bowdry, how well he's played since coming on. And he almost secured the 3 points. It was straight at Hooper. Well, we do have a result. Newcastle have beaten Blackburn. It's finished in Premier League 2. Newcastle United 2, Blackburn Rovers 0. And again, that was another look at the charge through from Carter Bowdry, the number 14 for Reading. The man who's had a bit of time on loan at Hungerford Town this season. And some non-league senior experience. I've got to give you the quiz question answers as well, haven't I, shortly? Let's see what happens from the corner. In it comes from the Royals. It's Osho running straight after it to the right side. He's been the architect of some of the dangerous play from Reading tonight. And it's going to be a throw. The quiz question answer. West Ham have had 12 permanent English managers in the club's history. Who are they? Well, Sid King was the first between 1901 and 1932. What a spelling charge that was. Then Charlie Painter between 1932 and 1950. Ted Fenton between 1950 and 1961. Ron Greenwood, of course, between 1961 and 1974. John Lyle, 1974 to 1989. Billy Bonds, of course, 1990 to 1994. Harry Redknapp, 1994 to 2001. Glenn Roeder, 2001 to 2003. Alan Pardew, of course, former Reading manager as well, 2003 to 2006. Alan Kirbishley, 2006 to 2008. Sam Allardyce, 2011 to 2015, and of course Graham Potter in 2025. Congratulations if you got any of those right. That's your quiz question answer to West Ham have had 12 permanent English managers in the club's history. Who are they? 12 permanent. I have to stress the word permanent. Sid King, Charlie Painter, Ted Fenton, Ron Greenwood, John Lyle, Billy Bonds, Harry Redknapp, Glenn Roeder, Alan Pardew, Alan Kirbishley, Sam Allardyce and Graham Potter. Time running out here. We move into the 90th minute here at the Rush Green Stadium. West Ham desperate to head into the National League Cup final on Tuesday with a little bit of momentum. Can they fight back at the death here? They scored right at the end of the first half. A goal at the end of the second will surely ensure a point. Stoke City have been put out of their misery as well. It's finished up in the North East. Middlesbrough 6, Stoke City 1. It's also finished West Brom 4, Birmingham City 0. These are live scores as they come in across Premier League 2 this Friday night, Friday the 13th. And it's something of a bad luck charm tonight so far for the Hammers. Throw for Reading. Straight out of play. We move into injury time at the end of this game. How long are we going to have? Lewis Brown has the ball in his hand, just works his way ever so slightly into the Reading half. It's pretty much now or never. Dan Cummings runs into a cluster of Reading bodies. Akpata trying to win it back, but he's going to surely give away the foul there. It was Cian Kokemal-Smith charging forward. Tyrone Akpata goes to help him back up onto his feet. And Reading, I imagine, will be in no hurry whatsoever to take this free kick.
Manu, yeah, narrow up, Manu. Augie! Augie! I don't mind you going out and play as high as possible. Manu, that's it. Manu, good lad.
It will be a 6th win in the last 8 in Premier League 2 for Reading if it stays like this. And the ball straight out of play. It's going to go back for West Ham. They're going to have to get a move on here. Josh Briggs with it, waiting to take it, looking for an option, looking for somebody who wants it. Straight onto a Reading head. Hooper. There's still time. Time for one more attack. Launches it forward. It's the captain, Philip Dewar, who does so well. Now it's been picked up by Kokemal-Smith over on this left side. Still Kokemal-Smith. Baldry calls for it, wants it, but he might think about trying to run it to the corner flag. Throw for Reading. Just seeing the game out if they can. There's been another goal, I say a late goal, but the game between Aston Villa and Norwich kicked off half hour later than everybody else. Aston Villa have just retaken the lead in that one. Aston Villa 2, Norwich City 1. Throw for Reading deep inside the West Ham half. Time almost up here. Straight to the corner flag with the experienced Kelvin Abrafa, the 22-year-old with over 60 league appearances for the Royals men's senior side. 92.5 on the clock. It will be back-to-back league defeats for West Ham if it stays like this, and just put a bit of extra jeopardy on the final 2 league games of the season. They are still inside the top 16, currently 9th in the table. However, not comfortable yet. There's still work to do with 2 league games to go after this, and that huge night on Tuesday night where they take on Boreham Wood in the National League Cup. I'm so looking forward to that one. I do most of the games, home games for Boreham Wood as well. It's going to be quite an emotional night. Hooper launches the ball up, and that is that. It is back-to-back league defeats for West Ham United, and they do not get the momentum that they want heading into the National League Cup final on Tuesday. For Reading, it's a 6th win in the last 8 in the league. 2026 so far belongs to the Royals. Thank you to all of you for tuning in tonight. We really, really do appreciate it. Over 1,000 of you watching throughout the game. It really means so, so much. And don't forget, Tuesday night, I know I keep talking about it, but it is a massive night. The final of the National League Cup, Boreham Wood against West Ham under-21s. If you go into the game, I'm going to be there as well. I have to get through the away end to get to the gantry. I'll have a big yellow coat on, some white trainers. If you see me, please do say hello. It'd be lovely to meet some of you. That's going to be a huge game. If you can't make it, don't worry. You can watch it on the West Ham YouTube channel. 7 o'clock kickoff. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you to all of you for tuning in tonight. It has finished here at the Rush Green Stadium. West Ham United 1, Reading 2. But I hope you all have a lovely, lovely weekend. Thanks for watching.